And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end.
Huge loss on the play. Second down coming up.
Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Dropping back, it's Ewers. Unloads to the wideout. On target to the left. Jumped on top of the pile.
Nice patience by the quarterback here, working against zone coverage. He was allowing his receiver an opportunity to find that open space in the defense before pulling the trigger.
Keeps it on the bootleg, looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. And they can't make the play on third down. They're a couple of yards short of the first down, but the offense will stay out there on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And that is his fifth interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. Didn't get a ton on the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they've got it at the 48. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. Hands it off. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You see all this movement in football now, all the stint in the defensive line. They're sliding right before the snap, creating confusion for the offensive line. Then they're moving back and stunting. Really good job by the defense. Continue to move, continue to stunt, continue to get in the backfield.
All by himself down the middle. Touchdown, North Carolina! And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him.
And this offense right now, they're doing some damage through the air. That's now their second passing touchdown. They thought coming into this game they were going to have some matchups on the perimeter of the field that they could take advantage of, and they've done that so far here today.
Here comes the two-point try. To the air, it's Criswell. Fires into traffic, picked off. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. Crosses midfield.
The two-point attempt is no good. That keeps the score. North Carolina 26, Texas 0.
They already have the lead, and they apparently want more here in the first half, going for the onside kick. They got it, able to recover the onside kick, and they get the offense right back out there. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The offense lining up for a first down play. He's going to pass. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
On second down, looking to throw. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
And how about that back-to-back sacks? You want 2 sacks in a game. That's a great game. He is flying around, getting to that quarterback and getting him on the ground.
It's third and long. Let's see if he's got enough juice in that arm. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we.
And they fake the fake, and he wants to throw. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. Couldn't find his man, and they'll give up the football on downs. And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. On the move, it's Hampton. And he doesn't find much running room. A short gain on the play.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football, you can tell.
Speeding down the left side. The tag. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, UNC.
When these offenses get in a rhythm, they're hard to stop. Already up early, got a short field, take advantage of it too, get another touchdown. This offense is doing whatever they want to do and having a lot of success.
They fake it, goes to the tight end. He's not going to make it, stop short of the goal line, and they are unable to extend this lead any further.
Carolina 32, Texas 0.
This is ultra aggressive still in the first half. Got the lead and going for the onside kick. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
And you don't see a lot of these. You don't see a lot of onside kicks earlier in the game, especially in the second quarter. You still feel each other out. You're still getting into the game. You don't want to give away that momentum, but that's exactly what they did by failing on that onside kick.
And here come the horns. They've got it again on offense. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Coming after it. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they built him.
And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback.
Going for the big play. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that. You can show your exotic looks. You can get the pass rush going. Everybody on the back end expecting throw. And that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Trying to get to it. And they gambled in their own end, and now they give up really good field position.
And this offense chooses to be aggressive. Listen, once you start getting to midfield, you see most offenses be aggressive, and they took their chance, and they failed. Now, early in the game, a chance to create momentum, to swing back to the other side of the football field. Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent of things they did right, things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and Looking to throw, it's Criswell. Using the quick game. And he tried to string out that run, but there was nowhere to turn it upfield, and he's forced out of bounds for a loss. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
And the Tar Heels will send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Fair catch, called for and made. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here.
It all comes down to this drive right here, Reese. Obviously, this offense hasn't had everything go right for them in the first half, but here's an opportunity, David, to execute some plays, put some throws together, and generate some points.
And you're right, Jesse. And start now. Like, we got to get some points on the board, create some momentum, and continue it, because you've dug yourself a significant hole.
Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. To the air. It's Ewers. Feeling some heat. Oh, he needs to get rid of it. He needs to do something, and he will go down. What a terrible, terrible play and a big loss.
This quarterback is thinking to himself, I need to get an NIL deal at some restaurant so I can take my offensive line out and feed them more, because I don't think they like me very much right now. I've been sacked 6 times in this game. It's time to get that new NIL deal paycheck.
And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Hey, listen, the quarterback didn't get the completion on that throw, but that doesn't mean you can't try again. Trust in your playmakers outside to push the field and stretch it vertically and make a play for you. It won't surprise me to see this QB take more shots as this game goes on.
This is a 3rd and long. Takes this handoff and headed to the right. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
The Longhorns will line up to punt it away. This will be their first. Oh, trickeration. He's throwing it. Fires to the right. And the pass goes incomplete, and they rise up to stop the fake punt on 4th down. They managed to get the throw off, but couldn't get the completion. You always wonder, why not just leave the offense out there and run a pass play? An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. A 1st down for the offense. to throw. It's Criswell. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Looked like the offense had a chance for a big play there, but the running back just could not reel that ball in.
They'll line up for a second down play. He's looking to throw. Pulls it in. It's Hampton. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. And guys, they really need to make something happen on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
You want to change some of this bad luck you've had so far around? Get after the quarterback and get his butt on the ground. Nice job by the defense. This game ain't over. It's still the first half. This is a good start.
They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. The offense couldn't get the snap off in time, and it'll cost them. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Finds him out of the backfield. Will not get there. A 4th down stop. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Looking to move it through the air. They're trying to get to it. The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left.
Man, this quarterback is going to need an ice bath when this game is over because he is getting whacked. We've seen him go down. He's been sacked time and time again. He just got nailed another time on that last play. You can't wait for this game.
Pressure is all over him, and he can't get it off. Down he goes, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half. So that's going to do it here in the first half. Stay tuned for the halftime break. The kickoff unit about to go to work.
Set to advance on the football. Texas.
Looking for daylight from inside his 20. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Here comes the Texas offense. Got blown out in the first half and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum. He lets it fly. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on 1st down.
Great play by the defensive back, showing you his variety of skills. His ability to turn the hips, his speed running downfield, turning his head to locate the football and then swatting it away. You just can't do it better.
Pocket starts to collapse. He'll take another shot here. Wide open, he makes the catch.
Well, if they're going to get back in this game, they need more plays like that. That was something that was missing in the first half. Explosive plays in the passing game, and they get one here, trailing early in the 3rd quarter. Let's see if these receivers can make more plays like that as this game goes on.
They've crossed midfield at the 45 with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads it left. He's got him wide open. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
They're looking to pass from the red zone. He wants it all. And he's got it. Touchdown, Texas!
Man, diving catches always look sweet, but they look even sweeter when it's for a touchdown. That's shades of Desmond Howard back in the day, winning a Heisman Trophy, making catches against Notre Dame. That was unbelievable.
Getting set for the point after.
For the extra point.
To the air. It's forget the kick. He's going to throw it. Stumbled to the ground.
The attempt at the two-point conversion is no good. That keeps the score. North Carolina, 32.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
Number 15 set to kick this one away. Texas.
He'll start the return inside his 25.
Is tackled
Needed just a little more help to turn that into a big return. They'll mark him down at the 29.
first and 10.
North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
Line getting set on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. He got his hands on it but couldn't hold on to it, and what a time that would have been for their first pick of the game.
And that's why these guys played defense. If that were an offensive player or receiver, that would have easily have been a catch. Come on, man. You've got to catch that and make that a pick.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Another incompletion on third down.
It's so nice when you know it's third and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
On fourth down, looking for the completion. Fires into traffic, intercepted. Didn't really get a chance to get started on that return, but he has set him up at the 41-yard line.
And that's just excellent coverage. Man, cover one, nowhere to throw the football. Look at everybody playing man across the board. You still got the safety in the middle of the field. Nobody open, and if I'm the QB, man, I don't need to force it. I don't force it in the tight windows if it's not there. He throws it, unfortunately, gets the interception. Bad decision by the QB there.
So now the Longhorns take over, and they'll send out the offense. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
And here comes the offense on second down. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Back to throw, it's Ewers. This time it's complete. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
I'll
say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackling.
They'll need to get this one to the 31 here on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the big tight end. And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues. Trying to take it back. The 30. The 20. Touchdown Tar Heels. And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return. What about the speed from that defender on the return?
He's showing you, Reese, like, listen, it's not just wide receivers that can do that. I can take this thing to the house. I got some moves. Watch this. Unbelievable job flipping the field. Offense about to score. Defense makes the huge plays and gets points out of it.
My philosophy on going for two is only when you have to. Snap in the shotgun. And that one is picked off in the end zone.
The two-point attempt is no good. That keeps the score. North Carolina 38, Texas 6.
After scoring that touchdown, they'll try to get it right back with an onside kick. They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. That last pick six after a drive like that, David, can swing the momentum of a game.
The defense is still celebrating. I mean, such a big play. I mean, they gave up some yards but did what they're supposed to do. Now, Jesse, this all...
And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
Quarterbacks don't have high completion percentages from their backs. It's been really hard for this QB to get in any kind of rhythm. We got to change something up here. We got to do something different because right now it's just a sack party.
Clock ticks across the 4-minute mark here in the third. Dropping back, it's Ewers. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
And this offensive line's got to do a better job. Man, you got to protect your quarterback. Listen, this offense is not playing great, but they got to somehow find a way to start to get something together here in this second half.
Some third down conversions tougher than others. This one a long one on third down from the 43. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Picked off. Taking it the other way. He's at the 40. Past the 20. He's at the 10. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, North Carolina!
I love this free safety and how he plays center field, and oftentimes he's able to bait QBs.